Hi, thanks everybody. Again, my name is Jim Kasic, and at EndoShape, we're experts in shape memory biocompatible radiopaque polymers. Now, we took our core technology and said, where's the best place for us to use it? And we decided that embolic coils for shutting down veins and arteries would be the best place to use it. So if you're unfamiliar with coil embolization, this is a benchtop example of what we do. We use a catheter, we slide a little coil through it, and we extrude that coil out into a vein or an artery. So this is an example of what happens. We start with a packing coil, and then we put in one or more framing coils behind it. So that's what a coil embolic does. So why are we doing this? Well, typical embolic coils are made out of metal. They have problems because they have a very low packing density and a very high recannulation rate. And also, they have a significant artifact when used in CT or MRI imaging. So our solution is using our proprietary polymer to make an embolic coil that has a much higher packing density and much less problems with imaging under MR and CT. This is a fairly big market. It's divided into two parts. One of them is peripheral vascular, the other one is neurovascular. We've gone after the peripheral vascular market first because it's an easier delivery system in order to do. As well, it's growing by almost 10% a year. So in order to get to our FDA submission, we had to do a GLP animal study, and we picked the Boston Scientific Interlac coil, which is the market leader in embolic coils, as our predicate device. And we saw in our 30 and 90-day animal studies that we had a much better coil pack density, a much faster time to occlusion, a better recannulation rate, and actually almost a half a coil less on average per procedure in shutting down the vessels. In addition, you can see the difference in artifact between our coil and metal coils. Metal coil has a large starburst around it when imaged under CT or MR, and we have a very, very small artifact. So if we extrapolate the data that we had from Boston, comparing ourselves to Boston Scientific in our animal study, in the literature, we could see that we will have the fastest time to occlusion. We will be using the lowest number of coils. We'll have the average lowest cost per procedure and have no artifact. In fact, we'll be on average over 50% faster with over 30% fewer coils and 50% less cost if we sell at market rates. Now, we're currently under review by the FDA. We needed no human clinical data, and that was verified by the FDA with a pre-sub. We submitted our 510(k) in January, and we expect to have market clearance sometime around July. So this is our first set of product. We're doing 2 millimeters to 5 millimeter sizes for vessels. We'll follow that up with a special 510(k) for 5 millimeters through 8 millimeters. In addition, in our product development pipeline is packing aneurysms, packing neuroaneurysms, and we'll start that as soon as we get our first 510(k) cleared. Now, our cost of goods are fairly low. It's about $120 per coil. We're assuming we're going to use 4 coils per procedure, and the average selling price in the market would be about $4,000. So that gives us a great gross margin. So as I already said, we have better results, and there are established reimbursement codes for these type of procedures. Our go-to-market strategy is really to go first to the key opinion leaders and generate white papers. We don't intend to build a large sales force, but rather go, use an 80-20 rule and go after the low-hanging fruit and establish ourselves as a good product in the marketplace, and then allow a strategic to pick us up in order to really put this in their sales bag and go out and sell it. In addition, we've de-risked our neurovascular embolization product line by all the peripheral vascular work that we've done. And really, it's not the coil itself that we need to work on. We've got that figured out, but our goal is to work on the delivery system, which is very low risk in our product development efforts. Now, we've got a great patent portfolio. with 8 issued patents. These covered not only the design of the device, but also our polymer formulations. And now we're only actually we're trying to fill out the last $400,000 of a $3 million raise that I started in December. Now, we basically recapitalized the company, and this $400,000 will be part of a $9 million senior secured note that has a 10x liquidation preference, and yes, that is true, a 10x liquidation preference, and 12% interest on exit. Now, these funds will take us through regulatory clearance and a limited market release. We'll need approximately $5 million once we hit that value inflection point, and we expect to get that at a much higher valuation. In fact, while I was here at this meeting this week, we signed a term sheet with an overseas strategic for $3.5 million contingent on our FDA clearance. I'm leading the team. It turns out I have a degree in polymer science, but really all my work has been in medical devices. I've had 2 previous exits, one to Medtronic and one to Zimmer Biomet. Got a great team behind it, and this project is led by Volcano Capital, and they do a lot of investing in the medical device space. So I got interested in this product because when I look for a product to invest in, and I'm an angel investor, so I invest in lots of technologies, so I say, can it do the same thing for a lower price, or can it do more for the same price? Is there currently a market for it, a reasonable regulatory pathway, strong IP, and a great gross margin? And in this case, it ticked all the boxes for me. So once again, we've got a superior product. 510(k) is submitted. We expect to have it in July. A good product pipeline, a great gross margin, a little bit more money left in this super duper note, and we have a term sheet for the next round signed. Thank you very much. I'll be in the other room.